Today is July 20th, and I just finished watching Jazzy's The Truth About Making Money Online. I'm just smiling like, there's two things. My chest is like tight because I love seeing people beat the odds, just overcome the judgment and the ridicule. Like, it's a real thing. One thing I wish I said if I had a superpower was not to care what my family thinks, what people may think, not to care what my family thinks. It's not even people, not to care what my family thinks. That I'll get into when I start to do my series on dissecting your natal chart and studying your natal chart, and how your natal chart has everything in it. Your wounds, your trials, what you are intended to learn, how you are intended to learn. It's everything that's in there. It ain't no just, okay, you're a Capricorn, or you're this, or you're that. It's everything. Things that you didn't remember, wounds that you didn't remember that you had. It's in there. It's in there. And I'm watching it, and I'm just like, I'm working. I set my mind to do a 10-week run to, save money for October, November's rent, because come September, I'll no longer be able to drive Uber. And that's okay, because I'm tired. And I'm just like, Lord, give me the strength. Give me the strength. And I had her video saved, and I just opened it up to watch it. And, so much she said resonated with me, but so much she said hit me in my chest. Like, who fucking cares? Who cares? Don't care. Let them talk. Let them say whatever. Let them judge. One thing, and it's so funny because I had a dream last night, and what came up for me again was when I was told recently, I had a conversation with my mom, and she was like, stop telling your business on the internet, on social media. From a conversation that was had that I was not included in, that I refused to even participate in, a family meeting, and on my behalf, from people who I love dearly, but I've always felt misunderstood. I've always felt like I'm ridiculed, or I'm judged, or I'm gaslit, or I'm made to feel like something is wrong with me, or I do too much, or something. And when you grow up with people like that, you start to question, like, is it me? Like, is it something wrong with me? No, there isn't. That's just not your tribe. You could be born in a family. You could have your bloodline, but your bloodline may not be your soul family. Your soul family, the people that you connect with, the people who understand you. They know you for who they know you for. Like, you know what I mean? Or what they know you for. And what they know you for, it could have been you just operating in survival. Like, I'm going to do what is expected of me. And even when I did what wasn't expected of me, I still kept the judgment or the pressure in my, always lingering, where I did not pursue things to the maximum, like I did to my fullest potential. And I feel like my family held me back. Their judgment held me back. Me caring about what they felt and what they think held me back. And it's not everybody, but it is very, very close, my immediate family members. And it's about immediate family members. And so I'm tired of that being on my chest, or it being something like, when that happened, what it was a family member saw my story when I was expressing something on my story about me, about an experience I had. And that family member, I'm assuming, but I'm assuming correctly, like I'm pretty sure that family member went to other family members and told those family members to then watch my story. When they watched my story, it then came back to me in a conversation that I don't even think it was intended to come back to me, but it came back to me. And that's another thing. Like, I'm not stupid, and like things reveal itself. And I'm coming to I'm at a point where I can no longer pretend. I can no longer like give people the benefit of the doubt or say, because it's family, it's okay, let it slide. No. They have not treated me well. I have been treated poorly. And for me, treatment and support is not money or what you do or us going on a trip or no. It's how you treat me. It's, do you have the care or the level of, or the capacity, or do you even have a desire to even want to really understand me, appreciate me? The conversations that I have had with family, I don't have with anybody else. I don't have with my friends. I don't have with people. I don't have those interactions or conversations or discord, if they call it, is that the word? Or discourse, whatever the word is, or exchanges with people outside of my family. Like, I don't have those. So it's just like, why do I have to explain to you guys how to support me, or how to show up for me, or how to not judge me, or how to not be nasty, how to not be rude, how to not take me for granted, how to not just trying to play in my face, play right in my face. So it's that. I want to vocalize that too. Like, I'm tired of caring. And I'm not all the way, like, I don't give a F yet. But I'm not as bothered by it. I just have taken my space. And if you want to get to know me, have an interaction with me, or a relationship with me, you have to cultivate that. Because I'm no longer extending my hand, my grace, my patience, my love, my loyalty, my dedication, my love for people who seem to just not understand or just disregard it. And that's what it is. The skin is skinning. No makeup. Even with the little bit of blemishes. It's okay. But she's giving. This hair patted in for months. Like, it's been over a month. If it ain't been 2 months. Okay. Yeah, it's like, share you, do you, be yourself. And for the people who have never felt safe, I'm not talking about you being in like a violent situation, but like you just never feel at ease or safe or comfortable to be yourself, because you're always somebody, don't do that, or what's that, why you do that, oh that's dumb, or that's, make it make sense, make it. Me and you are not the same. We don't have to be the same. But I don't judge people for the things that they do that I don't necessarily agree with. But is it my business? No. I don't love you any less. I may not agree, and if you ask my opinion, I'll give you my opinion. If you don't ask, then I assume you don't want me to know. But one thing about me, don't put your mouth on me. Do not judge, or do not have an opinion when I don't give my opinion about your stuff. And then make it a group thing. So it's not just one person. It becomes a group thing. So I'm not making this up. Don't let nobody gaslight you either. Make you feel like you're overreacting with something, or you're overreacting about something when you're not. Your feelings are valid. And if there's something that you need to sit with it. I'm not out here I'm not combative. I'm not conflict driven. Like, I treat people with tender care, appreciation, and love, because I know what it feels like to be on the other end of the stick, to be misjudged, to be misunderstood, judged, ridiculed, always makes it feel like something is wrong with you. You can't even be yourself. You share ideas, and everybody, no. But as soon as you share the idea, not too long after that, people then emulate or copy, or they take your notes. And then I'm gonna say with my chest, take your notes. You've been the blueprint. You are the blueprint. But you've always been made to feel like you had to dim your light, or made to feel like something is wrong with you, so you dim your light and you became small. Nah, you was always a star. I don't care what anybody says. Call me delusional, call me unstable, call me all over the place. Yeah. The same thing, people are making millions who are financially free, living free lives. And everyone's financial freedom may look different. People who are living life on their own terms, which to me, that's success. That's rich. That's wealthy. That's abundance. Living life on your own terms. Provided for, taken care of. Not going with, you're not without anything. You're not going without anything. That's rich. And you're happy and you're healthy and you're thriving and life feels amazing. You're excited about waking up each day and living life. That's rich. So if that don't look like somebody else equates as rich or wealthy, or like I have been told by family, what progress have you made? You ain't doing nothing grand. What progress have you made? You always begging. You're a beggar. By people who say that they love you and they care and they want to support you. Yeah. And then they take your experiences and they weaponize it and they talk about it and then they turn it into slander and judgment. No, that don't feel good. We ain't doing that no more. Family, no family. If it don't feel right, if it's not aligned, I'm declining. And my space, my energy, I'm just not allowing everybody in it. Family or no family. Like, just because you're family does not mean that you can abuse people, verbally abuse people. You can mistreat people. You can talk to them any type of way you want to, and it ain't no repercussions. No, I just remove myself from the equation. I'm removing myself because the interactions are piss poor, and I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it, and I'm showing up for me. So yeah, all of that. Am I gonna post this? I don't know, but I'll probably post it on my YouTube. And to start that, because I found myself even getting quiet, like not posting as often or not sharing my authenticity or just sharing what I want to share. Speaking, oh, you talk too much. Oh my gosh, you talk so much. Do you know you have not stopped talking? The same thing people are getting paid for. And not because they're getting paid for, they're just getting paid to be themselves. They're compensated for being themselves. Are things that my family has tried to make me feel like something is wrong with me. The same things. And then you make yourself small and you dig me like people are like, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Why don't you do that? Well, I didn't know that I really could do that because I've always been made to feel like that's not the thing. So I said that all to say. So I share that all to say, and I'm speaking to myself. Find the courage to step out and be who you are. Find the courage because healing is just not a one-stop shop. You know what I mean? Maybe how they say, like, practice makes perfect. And if anyone has any suggestions on or has experienced feeling less than or being always ridiculed for their gifts and their talents and their authenticity, like if you've been ridiculed and made to feel small and to, like, how they say, don't sit on your gifts, don't hide your gifts, but if you've been made to feel like your gift is really not a gift and like you need to put that aside. And this goes way back from when I was a kid, younger, and I used to draw. I was really artsy, and a parent told me, like, look, this is not, you gotta let this drawing stuff go, this art stuff go. And from there I can remember when I stopped dreaming. I don't know if anyone has experienced that. I remember when I stopped thinking, when I stopped dreaming, when I stopped feeling like life was my canvas. When I stopped feeling like, oh, I could be an artist, I could do this, I could be a fashion designer, I remember when I stopped. And I remember that was the exact time, or shortly after that, is when I got involved in things. Because ultimately, I was in search for myself. I knew there was more for me. I knew I was capable of more, but I was shrinking myself to fit in and to be comfortable with those who I knew, were my caretakers and my environment. I shrunk to fit in so that I wasn't judged or made to feel unsafe. And that goes into something else too that I'll get into when it comes to like your natal chart, my natal chart. And I'll share mine or share aspects of mine to illustrate how I experienced it, but I couldn't put words to it. And this helped me put words to it. Studying my natal chart helped me put words to what I experienced. And I'm now at 35 years old. I reverse with age. Okay? I'm getting more youthful, vibrant, luscious. Like, it gets better with age. It really does. But I say that studying my natal chart helped me put words to what I had experienced and what I'm still working through. As a 35-year-old woman who... And this has nothing to do with age. I just share. I have no problem saying that I'm 35 because I want people to understand and to know too that age is just a number. Age does not equate to wisdom and discernment and experience. Also, no matter how old you are never too old or too young to start or to walk your own path or to define what that looks like and what that feels like for you. So I share my age specifically to show people that it's never too late. As long as you are living and breathing and you are alive, you have the opportunity to change whatever you don't like or to change whatever does not support you, to create a life that best supports you. And at this age, at 35, I would say I'm just starting to, when I say to live, I haven't even done anything yet, right? But just starting to acknowledge what does not support me, what does not feel good. And those things aren't like violence or danger. I'm just talking about energetically, people, my work-life balance, my work style, what I do for a living. There's just certain things that do not resonate for me, and my heart and my chest feels tight because I'm speaking to a wound. I'm speaking to a core. I'm speaking to my core, while I'm also sharing publicly. So that's also, all those feelings are right in my chest. But I share my age to show people that it's never too late. You can do it. And as long as you take the courage to change whatever, doesn't support you, that's all that matters. So, yeah, there are people who are younger than me who feel like life is over. And I'm just like, what? The people that are older than me that have told me, girl, you have all your life to live. And I'm like, no, I don't. I'm 35 and I didn't do this and I'm driving Uber and my car was repossessed and not out of negligence though, out of just being selfless to everybody and a mama, okay? What they like to say, even the term, I don't even like it, the wounded healer. The wounded healer. The one who showed out, fucking saved lives for everybody and a mama. But at the end, but when you go through your stuff, you're judged. They're pointing the finger at you. You did something wrong. You did it. Does not feel good. So I don't even like to be called a wounded healer, but I've been through some things. I haven't been through everything, but I've been through some things. I've experienced a lot of heartbreak, a lot of heartache, a lot of disappointment, a lot of betrayal. And that even in itself is illustrated in my natal chart on how I'm intended to learn and how I'm intended to share my purpose. So a part of my purpose is to teach on life, perseverance. And I had to go through things in order to be able to teach it, not through theory, but through experience. Because what they say, the best teacher is experience. You got to experience everything. But through me, I'm supposed to be sharing my life experiences and sharing with people and giving people hope and having them see that it's never the end of the world. Literally, I've been driving Uber Uber Eats at that, for the last 2 years. My car was repossessed in June of 2024. I've been renting a car for the last year. Come September 30th, I will no longer be driving Uber because registration is due and I ain't got a car to register. So all of these things, and people want to be like, well, why don't you just get a job? Why don't you just da-da-da-da? That's why I talk about alignment. That's why I talk about knowing what best supports you. But even when you recognize it or you figure it out or you recognize it, it doesn't just come like, oh, everything just flows beautifully. It's like you're learning to walk and talk all over again, like from scratch, because you're now creating a life that best supports you, not a life that you were told or taught to, whether it's family, society, or your environment made you believe, if that makes sense. So yes, I will be sharing my experiences and my stories and my learning experiences, and also to give people hope to show them that nothing is impossible. Where there's a will, there's always a way. And This life is intended to be lived, and create the life. Create the life that best supports you energetically, spiritually, intentionally. Like, you know what I mean? It's not about money. It's not about those things. Yes, money is needed and everything like that, but it's like, what feels good to you? Is it waking up in the morning and stretching, or going to yoga? Or is it waking up in the morning and journaling? Is it waking up in the morning and having a hot cup of tea, and you work from home full time, or you're a full-time artist, or you're a musician, or is it getting up, and you coaching others or volunteering, at the same time your housing and your necessities are taken care of? However that looks like for you, you have to design that and decide that, not based on survival or the environments in which you were taught, but truly what speaks to your heart, what makes you feel good, so yeah, do what's best for you. Design the life, create the life that best supports you in your totality. In its totality, your ecosystem, what you consume, your activities you partake in, the people that you surround yourself with, your community, the environment you live in, what state, what area, whether it's in the United States or overseas, or however that. We always know. We come into this life knowing, but then we're told otherwise, and then that dream, that vision gets chipped away. And sometimes we go through life and we don't even remember. You look up and be like, what the fuck? But I'm glad I woke up now at 35. Rather now than later, or rather now than never. Okay? Rather now than never. So yeah, create the life of your dreams. Create the life that best supports you. And it takes a lot of inner work to find what that is, or to just to excavate, or to reveal what that is, because a lot of it is buried in life. A lot of it's gets buried through disappointment and the trials and tribulations of life, and the turbulence and all these other things, heartbreak, wounds, all of it gets buried, but it's still in there. That's why they also say connect with your inner child. Now this can go into another segment, but yes, all of it. So yeah, have a beautiful day. And it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. I don't know what my volume is like, but either way, even when I was on Jazzy's thing, she was like, she doesn't even edit. And I'm just like, I'm trying to edit and do this and do that and do that. And I'm like, girl, what resonates more with me? And this is another thing. I love glam, right? But right now, I don't have the time. Right now, I'm on a mission. And I got to come up with, I have to save. And for me, doing what I do and how I do it, I have to save a certain amount by a certain time. So right now I need all my energy. And the thing that has stopped me from, when I look at the trend or my habits, I read this book and it was saying that when you're in survival mode, meaning like you're just taking care of the day to day. Like you can't even think past the day. You just taking care of the day to day. That's all you can carry, can hold, can pay attention to at the time. Survival is always going to supersede or going to take over creativity, consistency. You can have all the talent. A lot of times it's not even about the talent. It's not even lack of talent or lack of knowledge. It's not feeling safe enough. When I say safety, I'm not talking about you being in violent or harm's way. I'm talking about energetic, neural safety, your nervous system. That's a word, neural safety. How safe you feel in your body. Like when you feel, like, do you feel anxious? Do you feel like anxious? Like, people are like, oh, I have anxiety, or your chest feels tight, or like you just feel exhausted. You're in survival mode. You're probably hyper vigilant. Always scanning for the next thing. Like, okay, what I gotta do? What I gotta do? I gotta do this. I gotta do this. I gotta do this. That's a real thing. People live that way all the time. Cortisol levels out the kizoo. Okay. Stress levels out the kizoo, and that's their normal. Their normal stress, their normal state is high stress. Why do you think people are getting sick? Cancers, high blood pressure, all these things, fibroids, all these things. It's like everything is connected. Your ecosystem, what you eat, what you consume, how you work, your habits, all of these things is your ecosystem. Like, we just prioritize work because we have to make a living. Hold on, I need my navigation. Because I have an order to drop off and I'm using the same phone I'm working on because I don't have another phone. And the girl wasn't qualified for another phone. Like, I was told that you could just say that you have a business line and then I'll give you a phone for free. But I don't know what I said wrong, what I did wrong, whatever. Anyway, while I delivered this order, what's I gonna say? You know, I'm thinking about, editing and doing this and doing that. I'm like, girl, just share. I have a lot I want to say. I have a lot I want to share. And my point is, show up with what you have, where you're at. What can it hurt? My goal is to, yes, become monetized because I want to live a life where I live on my own terms. I do what I want, when I want, how I want. I ain't got to answer to nobody. I don't have to clock in. I don't have to exchange my time for money. That is not a life that aligns with me. I have survived. I have hustled. I have toiled. Hard, labor-intensive work I've done. That's from me being a dancer to me working in retail. Hell. Was a dancer for about 11 years. So, like, that wasn't fun. I mean, it wasn't all bad, but it wasn't fun. It was work. I got story times about that too. It is not what it cracks up, what it cracks up to be. Like, I'm just gonna. That is another story. I have stories, but I should have to say, what was my point with this? Yeah, maybe this will be the beginning of me just talking. And the crazy thing is, I've always been told that I was quiet. I've always been told, just be careful what you say to kids, what you speak on kids. Oh, she's the quiet one. She's a good one. No, I was quiet out of survival. I was quiet because there were some things that was going on in my household that I felt like if I was just quiet and sit out the way, I would be out the way. And I wouldn't be put in harm's way if I was quiet. Then that trickles into your adulthood. You're suppressing your feelings. You're suppressing what you feel because you're also in a very emotionally unavailable household. Everything is connected. And I can connect the dots all right now. But everything, when I say everything, don't think you are somewhere just that's how I am. A lot of times it's conditioning. A lot of times it's you in survival mode and you don't even know it. Survival mode does not mean you're running from gunshots, okay? Survival is I have to act a certain way. I have to show up a certain way because that's how I'm how do you say, self-perseverance. That's how I protect myself. That's how I guard myself. That's how you know what I mean? Let's say example, you grew up in a domestically violent household where you had a parent who would just go off for no reason or go off. So you're like, you know what? I'm going to stay out that person's way. So I'm going to just be quiet. And I'm not going to do nothing to get in that person's way or to aggravate that person. I'm going to be quiet. And that turns into a fear. Or let's say you have a parent who disciplines you in a harsh way. You then become afraid of that parent because that parent is also very domestically abusive, for lack of better words. That's what it was. And you're terrified. And these people are your caretakers. So you learn as a defense mechanism, as a self-preservation thing, to be quiet, to stay out the way. So that way you weren't caught in the crossfire of anything, or you know what I mean, just afraid, or your sense of safety, if you had any, which you didn't, was so that it wasn't jeopardized. I gotta deal with this, but girl, I got a lot of stuff to talk about. But maybe I'll just start here. But the point to this was, speak your truth if you're being called to. Like, it's like something in your gut, in your stomach, that's like it's like calling you, like nudging you to do something, to share, if this is your calling, if you align with this. Especially, I love how Jazzy said, you just know, you see people making money online, you see people doing things and you just do them naturally. It's like people making money off of things I do naturally. So I'm like, I was always onto something. I was just ahead of the curve, and it makes sense to everybody else, but it makes sense because people are literally making a fortune, not because they're making a fortune, but they're just being able to live and be themselves. That to me is freedom, ultimate success, freedom. I don't have to be a chameleon or conform to what you think or what you want or answer to you or ask you for a day off or none of that. None of that. So yeah. Create the life that is, you have to, you know the life that is best designed for you. You can't go off of what your family told you, or what your cousins are doing, or what this person is doing, or what everybody around you, or everyone in your bloodline has done. You have to like find that courage, listen to that inner voice, to then design a life that is best for you. And I'm not saying it's going to be easy, because it ain't. I'm not going to say it's going to be just roses and butterflies, because it's not. It's a lot of interpersonal, deep self-work that you have to do on a constant basis. But yeah. This may be all over the place. Every time I think I'm done, I forgot to mention something. So my point was also too, I've always been, I feel like, just detoured, whatever, from posting consistently, because I've been having to deal with life, and I just my mind goes to do what you have to do versus doing what you want to do. And is that healthy all the time? No, it's not, because it's a lot of times stops me from doing the things that I really want to do, which is creating and running my mouth and being expressive and just sharing my story times, which are very juicy, very interesting, and yeah. And so what was I gonna say? So I'll post this, but then I also post some of my cooking stuff. I'm just about to like just binge post all my stuff, and it may make sense, it may not, but I also feel like that's an itch I need to scratch to just get it all out there. So yeah, I don't know when I'll be posting consistently, but from now until September, I'll do my best, and we'll see where it goes. So like, it's like you're on this journey with me, because I know and recognize that for me, I want to live a certain life, and I have to do something different in order to live a different life. And I want to live creatively. I want to live fulfilled. I want to do things that are pleasing and fulfilling for me. Like, I don't want my life to every day to feel like, oh my gosh, this is so amazing, so amazing. Not like, oh my gosh, like my body's hurting, I just not feeling motivated, like, so like I'm literally like just starting my journey of really identifying what's the best for me without any other opinions, and designing that. And I might look crazy, I'm sure I have, but it's like, Khadijah, who cares? Who fucking cares? Because when you on your yacht in Miami, throwing it back on your man in Miami, living my best life, like all that I want. Like, what does she do for a living? Oh, I just live. I live for a living. That's what I do. I live for a living, and I'm going to show others how to live for a living, how to design a life that is best suited for them, okay? Because it's possible. It's possible. One thing that I fear is to stop dreaming. Like, even at my big age, if you want to call it, I still know that there's more out here. I still know that I'm capable. I know that I'm intended to live a life that's fulfilling. Like, I'm intended to live a life that, hey, nobody in my family has lived or has experienced, because they've done what they had to do, which I'm not knocking them. I appreciate their sacrifices. But as for me and mine, we live fulfilled lives, okay? And everything is possible. Whatever you want is possible. Nothing is impossible. You don't gotta do nothing that you don't want to do. As long as you are able-bodied, you're healthy, you're not harming yourself, you know what I mean, or others, you can do what you want to live, what you want to do, and live a life that best supports you. And can't nobody tell you how to live a life that best supports you. They're not you. We all have our own fingerprints. There aren't any duplicates. Just like your natal chart, there are no duplicates. Your natal chart is specifically designed for you. Even twins don't have the same natal chart, because they're not born at the exact same time. Maybe day, but they're not born at that exact, maybe day and location, but they're not born at the exact same hour, minute of the hour. You understand what I'm saying? Even if they're 1 minute apart, still, their natal charts are not the same, because that minute is a difference in that minute. They both didn't come out at the same time. No, one has to be pulled out, even if it's a C-section. Not that I know, because I haven't had twins, but I think one comes out at a time. Yeah. So yeah. And the song that's playing in my head right now is, and I'm not even a fan of this artist. Like, I'm not part of the Beehive. You can't break my soul. You can't break my soul. So sometimes I channel songs, meaning songs will just come into my mind, or I'll wake up with a song in my head that like just resonates with what I'm experiencing and what I'm feeling, or just is communicating something to me. If you know, you know how songs communicate. All right. You might wake up with a song on your mind, or a song might come to your spirit, and it's like it's communicating something with you. So when it says, release your job, release your mind, release your this, release your this, yeah. I don't know how the song goes. I know how it goes. I can hear it in my head, but like, it's like, yeah, release all that shit. Release it! Release it! Release all the chains of doubt, of ridicule, of pressure, of expectation that did not belong to you. Burdens, cycles, shit that never belonged to you. Release it all. Release it. Release your mind. Release your job. Release your job. Release your job. Yeah, I know how the song goes, but you can't break my soul. You can't break my soul. It's like, or is it you won't break my soul? You won't break my soul. I'm telling everybody. As I just pull into the parking lot that I pull into to receive orders. But yeah, you won't break my soul. You won't break my soul.